the Man United journalist, the host in most. It's Yabba in the hot seat today, and yeah, I just happened to be. I was first come, first served. I was first online, and I decided.
No, you weren't.
Well, bath time was in the background. I'm the first to jump on, so that's why I'm taking the hot seat. That's why I'm hosting. I'll be reading out all your comments. We can talk and moan and groan or be happy. It's up to you guys, and someone's going to steer us in that happy direction. It's bath time, I'm sure, by telling us about his weekend. How you doing, bath time?
I'm all right, thank you. But yeah, I didn't have the best weekend, to be honest. We drew 1-1 in the football, but we only had 10 men, and the soul of my team has gone. All the players that were there 18 months ago have moved on, got a bunch of young, fat, unfocused players, and it annoys me. I had to watch a really long video for reasons only Mr. B will understand.
Investigation. Is it Bath Time Investigates?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
It was. And I've kind of... I'm sort of like, I'm almost 2 feet in the Amarin out camp at the moment after thinking a lot about what I saw yesterday.
Sometimes you can overthink things, I think, but it's good to analyze. And most certainly, I mean, you're very good at that. But someone who keeps it simple is Mr. B. And he said backstage that he doesn't really want to mention his birthday, but we love him so much that we are going to give him a second birthday. And today is, well, it was yesterday. His birthday was yesterday, and today is the first time we've seen you since then. Mr. B, we love you. Happy birthday, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. A year older, a lot fuller.
Man. Why is that?
Now I'm a stupid bastard, man. I'm still supporting Man United and coming on there talking about us winning the Europa League, man. So yeah, I think I'm going senile in my old age. But no, it was all good, man. It's all good. Mum took the family out, spent a whole load of money, felt guilty, but I suppose that's what mums are for, innit? So yeah, it was a good one.
For a meal?
Yeah. She took us out for a meal. Me, the missus, my brother and his missus, and my other brother and his missus. So yeah, it was a good good night. I didn't drink too much. Well, they probably didn't drink enough, but yeah.
You have a cake?
No, man, I don't do none of them stupidness, man. I don't need a cake, man. My teeth are falling out as it is. I eat cake every day. You know what I mean? I don't need people to be giving me a bloody another birthday cake. No, I'll eat my apple crumble and custard, man. They want to stick a candle in the top of that, then it's all right. Yeah, I'll stick a candle. I don't need all of the fuss, man.
Well, just before we move on to Dora's, happy birthday from UK Strange. Did you get a happy meal? Says Stephanie. Happy birthday from Andrew.
Thank you.
Big up to everyone in the chat. I've just gone through a few comments. We're just catching up with everything. We haven't been here since Friday night, since bath time, and Mr. B had a show, but I haven't seen you since last Thursday, I believe, Dora. You got a lot of catching up to do. How are you? How's your weekend? How are you feeling? How's your mood?
Very workloaded, I gotta say. But besides the work thing and everything else, yesterday was a day full of things happening here in Croatia as well. For example, we had a short film nominated for Oscar, so I stayed up. I always stay up all night. I love Oscar, award season movies and all that, so I always stay up, to watch it. Unfortunately, we didn't win. That would be our first Croatian Oscar, so we didn't win. But it was too long, the Oscar show, but overall it was okay. Then we I watched my namesake, actually, competition. It's called Dora. And we are sending a song to Eurovision, and we sent it yesterday, which divided the whole country. Jesus Christ, like, what Croatians care for sports and freaking, songs that we sent to Eurovision. It's insane. And of course, United game, which was a bit, a downer, even though, like, I wasn't devastated. We will talk about it further, but I wasn't, devastated after the loss, which was very, I don't know. It's very concerning for for my, I think, mental health, regarding United. But yeah, I had a very eventful Sunday. I was at christening of my cousin's twins. So that was, I did that as well. So I was very, very busy, but overall, I enjoyed the weekend. But the games are just, United is just killing me every single weekend, honestly.
All right, we've had a lot of time. We didn't do a post-match reaction show, so we had some time to really sort of think it over. And you were saying you watched Oscars, American Oscars. This is for the best actors and directors and film.
Yeah.
Any tears and long speeches?
Oh God, Adrian Brody won for Brutalist. Like, he killed me. Like, that guy was yapping for 10 minutes, and then and
the
then
guy with the nose, with the big nose.
Yeah. And then he, they put a song over him so he can, he stops. No. He said, turn off the music. Like, it was a bit disrespectful from his side, because everyone else is having short speeches, so they don't get hushed off the stage. But yeah, overall, like, it was a too long show for me. Like,
did Ashley Young win anything?
Sorry?
Did Ashley Young win anything?
I don't understand.
Who is it? Ashley Young.
Ashley Young.
Yeah. Oscar for diving.
Yeah. No, he didn't. Sorry, I couldn't understand you, but yeah. So I'm currently doing this at with 3 hours of sleep, but yeah, overall, it was an okay show, but it was too long in my opinion.
Did the Croatian film win?
Unfortunately not, even though our short movie was a favorite, I would say, because it won at Cannes festival, it won at European festivals, many of them. So they were favorites, but I think that Oscars didn't want to give it to another film that is, I wouldn't say it is a bit political, because it sheds opens up a lot of questions and a lot of things that happened here during the Homeland War, and that movie is, they took something and they created a short film from that one thing that was, very tragic. So they probably didn't want to give it to another political, I would say, film, and they gave it to a Dutch film, if I'm not mistaken, that is, wholesome, right? Which I appreciate, right? Like, I'm not devastated for it. It was a huge success for our movie to be even, nominated, first time since 1991, since the Croatian Republic was established. And actually, this was, I think, third or fourth nomination in, from Croatian production. We actually have one Oscar, but it was in 1961 animated short. It was Surrogate. It was
Yabba knows it well, don't you, Yabba?
Oh, of course, yeah.
But yeah, we will stop about movies. Like, I would rather talk about movies now and Oscars and everything than United. But we need to talk about United.
The only Oscar that Man United associated with is Oscar from Sesame Street, the trash.
Yeah.
So. You like that?
You've been working on that one for the last 5 minutes, yeah.
I was thinking, wasn't it? I was ticking over. But yeah, big up
about Kanye West.
Yeah. Big up. All right, enough chat. Big up. I put your comments up. Respect to everyone in the chat. Let's talk football. Obviously, we're out of the FA Cup. We were in two competitions, the FA Cup and Europa League. And I know Mr. Beaky's talking about winning the Europa League, get us back in the Champions League.
No, man, that talk's done, bruv. That talk's done.
All right. Well, apparently, I've heard from rival fans that if we don't even win the if we don't get the Champions League this year, financially we're going to be doomed. I don't know how deep that is, but let's discuss everything about the implications of being out here.
We're rival fans.
One of my friends is an Arsenal fan. He said that you've got financial problems. You don't get Champions League, you're going to have big problems. So we have to depend on this Europa League now. But can we? Yeah, there's a lot of topics to talk about. The performance. The way we went out, do we have to rely on the Europa League now? Can we win the Europa League? I saw Real Sociedad take licks the other day against Real Madrid. The finances, we've got to look at heaven, not from a vision, but we actually saw him on TV playing, and we had to look at Chido as well. Chido's not selected for the Europa League squad, apparently. There's so much to to go on. So I'm going to leave it. Lucky Dip, one of you pick a subject and let's talk football. Finances. Is that true, Bath Time? Let's come to you first. Is that true? Are we doomed?
Well done, said,
Pick the most boring one. Right.
Get it out the way, innit?
My understanding is that James Drucker from the Telegraph posted something saying that for the next 4 seasons, the budget included the Europa League. So every year we expected to be in the Europa League. We're very unlikely to be in the Europa League next year, which means probably more layoffs and less signings. I don't know if we're financially crippled from it, but we certainly can. We're certainly going to struggle to get better players in and have people keep their jobs. So very sad, and completely the players' fault.
Mr. B, I mean, finance. Let's talk finances, man, because I know you spent a lot of money last night on your birthday dish and everything else, but Man United are spending a lot of money on crap too. So what are your thoughts on the finances situation, especially because you know that the Champions League means a lot of money to us?
Yeah, I knew we were in a mess. I speak to a couple of these fans who seem to be on this YABBA optimism, and I just don't get it. We're broke anyway. If we have no Europe, I mean, I said, I don't want Europe beginning of the season. I do. I don't want Coca-Cola Peer Cup because it will probably cost more for them to switch the lights on than what they can charge them for a ticket to watch that pile of shit. So they'll probably be losing money game day again. So our only hope really is Europa. It's gone. Yeah, and I think it's just going to get worse. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. The players we're buying are barking bucket players. If any of them is going to be worth anything decent, the club are probably going to sell them to try and make a profit. And we've got this guy who came in and he's just, I just think he's just taking the piss. You know, I understand reconstruction and financial and all of it. I get it. But I think there's just ways to do things. And the fact that on the pitch now, the only player we've got who seems to want to run is who seems to want to play with any sort of football intelligence, because Garnacho wants to run. He just runs anywhere but where he's supposed to be running. Is Bruno, and Bruno's still getting killed by maybe 3/4. I don't know if it's half. I don't know if it's a quarter, but there's so much hatred for him that the club split. Yeah, but you know, it split from when it was Saudis or what's his name, Sir Jim. Then, you know, it's coming again. Then it was Ten Hag stayed in for longer than he did. So there's always going to be disagreements. But financially, we are done. I don't see how we get out of the hole.
Dora, over to you. Let's talk finances, your favorite subject.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it. But yeah, I agree. I don't know. So I was a bit isolated from United news in the last week or so, because I was very busy, and honestly I just watch the games. Like, I don't even look at the news or everything else, because most of the times the journalists just pile on United because it gets clicks. Like, I'm saying nobody's on Twitter tweeting about United and getting likes, and but that's Twitter, I would say. But yeah, so I usually don't I just kind of block it and don't want to, think about it, because when I do, I get agitated a lot. We are not going to get Europa League. Like, I don't know how all of a sudden parts of the fan base think that, like, this is the same thing, as, for example, if someone from another country, for example, if Americans, when they think about Balkan, they still think it's Yugoslavia. The same thing is, English Premier League fans think that the clubs from outside of the country, in Spain and everywhere else, they're just bums. And then we are going, even though we are 14th, we are going to all of a sudden, steamroll over them, which isn't true. Like, Real Sociedad already, I think, kicked us off a Europa League a few years ago. They're going to do it again. Like, I don't have hope. Like, any hope that has been in me. It's just gone. Like, it's just gone. And I think I'm slowly but surely getting to the point where I'm just sitting here. I'm talking about it, right? But I'm ready for this club to either fight for a relegation and probably maybe sell 2-3 players in the summer, and maybe buy 1 or 2 players, and then kickstart, and maybe have the same form, and have the same results as we had this season, for the next one. So I'm not hopeful, which is very sad from a United standpoint, because I am an optimistic person and a hopeful person, and I always like to look at life on the positive note. But when it comes to United, it's not like we are. If it's amazing to me that everyone is looking at this Europa League campaign is like a it's going to save us from the god. Blah, blah, blah. It's not going to save us. Like we heard it, right? This club is in huge problems. One Europa League Cup, even if we win it in some perfect world, which isn't going to happen, that's not going to bail us out. That's not going to bail us out. So it's. I know it's sad. I know it's a bummer hearing from fans to being up. Maybe people are going to say we are negative, but I think that's a realistic thing. Like this, like anyone who watches this club knows that not just on the pitch, but in the boardrooms, is just in shambles. So yeah, finances are tough, and I don't think that we are even going to do something significant in the summer, honestly, especially with the way we are playing in the last few weeks.
All right, I'm going to go to the comments quickly, but I'm also going to ask you guys on the panel, when I come back, I want you to give me a film title that represents Man United at this current state as well. And guys in the comments as well, give us a film title, winning film title that's going to represent where we are as the Man United Football Club today. I can think of a few, but make them real titles, please. Real titles of films. All right, Stuart, the Red is saying here, I'd rather play an injured Brandy than a fit Onana. He's upset with Onana, naturally. I'm Titanium saying, is it good? Is it as good as hunting the Kaluka? They talk about
Haunting of Chorluka.
Chorluka.
This is a throwback. Great reference, Bilal.
Quick one. Can we talk about our own weekend football? I didn't play. Our game was called off. Mr. B?
We played. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Go on.
I'm going to make it so. We lost 1-0. We had the striker who hasn't missed, like, he's been hitting them from 30 yards. He missed like 5 good chances. He missed 2 sitters. And then everybody else just seemed to fall apart. They beat us 1-0. The guy ran through. Second half, he ran through. The goalies had nothing to do the whole game. When I say the whole game, I mean the whole game. All he's had to do is roll the ball out or kick it long. And the guy's mishit the ball and he's gone to catch it. And then he's fallen on the floor. Oh, my calf! And the ball slipped through his hands and gone in the goal.
Do you have, by any chance...
I'm not fucking... I'm dead serious. That's exactly how it went. That is exactly how it went.
Onana and Garnacho in the team, by any chance.
I tell you, I've seen a lot in it. I've seen a lot. I didn't cuss. I just walked. I walked around the corner. I don't even know what I said, but somebody said they heard me cussing. And then I came back and said, oh, don't worry. And everybody's saying, take him off. Take him off. I said, who else is going to go in goal? He never had nothing to do the whole game. And the one thing he had to do, he threw the ball in the net and pulled his calf.
Himself.
He got an arrow to the knee.
Yeah. So, I would have rather not have, but I would rather the game was called off, to be fair. But look, it is what it is. We haven't won in a bit now, and it's starting to piss me off.
Well, pitches are getting better. Hopefully you can start playing champagne football. And at bath time, we heard you got a 1-1 draw with 10 men, which is not bad, but you're disappointed with teammates, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough on that. Big up Matty Bassett. How did you get on? Let us know. Don't forget, film titles representing Man United. Stuart Marshall saying no chance us winning Europa. I don't know. We were saying different last week. Just one result, bad result. Bayonde has been a saviour in cup matches, says Simon Warner. This must be a hint for Onana to go in the summer. Can we not talk about football, says I am Titanium? No Europe next year, more likely. Sponsorship penalties. Every week we hit a new low. Oh, God. Chido did more in 10 minutes than Holland. We talk about that. Thanks, Kieran. People doing the usual hype jobs on Chido. We talk about that, obviously. He had a bit of a cameo. I've had enough of this fan base, says Andrew Lou. Big up to Rio, he says Europa League is now our holy grail this season. Darker days ahead, unfortunately, says Stuart. And I'm just going to run through because there's loads of comments coming through right now. Jale saying here, United is running out of first-team players. The club talk about removing 5 players from the books in the summer. Then they talk about selling 6 or 10 extra players. Who is the club talking about? I don't actually know. Halloween is a title, maybe representing us now. The Titanic, the Crying Game, says Stephanie. 50 Shades of Grey, says Iron Titanium.
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy, says Andrew. Is that a movie?
Yes.
All right. Luke Shaw, Redemption. Mr. V likes that one. The Damned United, very good, very good. Inside Out, I don't know these films. The Walking Dead, says Stuart Marshall.
You know what? That's the best one.
And have you seen Mason Mount out and about with his Chelsea mates?
Right,
Yeah.
so explain. So sorry, there was a lot of I just couldn't be bothered, man. What's the deal?
Well, the
Tuchel
story
had
was-
a reunion.
Oh, go on, you tell it then, Bartek, because yeah, you've seen it.
Tuchel had a reunion like with the team that won the Champions League, and Mount went, and he was smiling and happy in photos, and it's not really a story except for the fact that he hasn't played for a while. He costs a lot of money. People are losing their jobs. It's a bit of an overreaction, but still understandable.
Okay.
Why I don't understand. He wasn't playing football with them.
No, he was just
No,
having
no.
photos with
Night
them.
out.
So why not? I don't understand.
Because he
he's
looked
injured,
happy and
But he
while
didn't
we
have
were
to
in
walk.
injury-
He didn't have to walk from Manchester.
Was because we're suffering, and he's out smiling and happy with like Chelsea
Jesus
players.
Christ! So what? He's got to walk around with his face like a batty hole because the club's doing
Wait,
shit and he's
when Mark
injured.
Rashford was going out on nights out in America and all that kind of thing, we had something to say about it. You don't want to say
Yeah, we
anything
did.
about
No, because Marcus Rashford wasn't fucking injured.
that? Dora, how do you feel about? Have you seen Mount out and about partying and with his Chelsea teammates?
No,
Wow.
as I said, I was isolated from United news, but honestly, like, I don't care. Honestly, like, it is what it is. Like, maybe I should have the same energy, but you know, with Luke Shaw, I've been seeing this for 10 years, and he goes on, to play for England, not playing for United, and then he is doing stupid jokes, and I get why people got mad at him because he said, the TikTok trend where he is, saying something, and I'm not into TikTok, so I don't know. It kind of mocked the unemployed people or whatever. Like, it was dumb. Like, he should have known better, especially with the club in a tough situation. Of course, people are going to pile up on him. But yeah, if he wanted to talk with his mates, like, what does he have to do? What does he have to do? Like, be near Old Trafford, sit in front of the stadium and cry under the statue of George Best, Dennis Law, and Bobby Charlton. Like, come on, guys.
Remind me later
Come
to
on.
talk about tears and people crying because I actually cried. I want to talk about that later. Here's a few more film titles. Don't forget, guys, I'm asking you next about film titles to represent Man United. Dumb and Dumber, says Iron Titanium. Misery, the film is perfect. The title for Man United right now. Groundhog Day. We keep repeating these losses. The Lost Boys and Over to You, Bath Time. Film title to represent Man United right now.
Right, before I give the film title, can I just check something? Are you using these for a Facebook group later, the way you stole my picture of Ken Hag?
Who's
Is
Ken
this
Hag?
in... Well, do you remember when I made that picture of Ten Hag as a Ken doll and called him Ken Hag, and you put it up on your Facebook and got...
Oh, no. If I want ideas from you, I will come to you direct. I won't pinch them like that. That's kind
You
of
just
snide.
gave him an idea.
You won't nick him again.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you know what though? I'll tell you something. I do need to talk to you backstage about something. Does anyone know about AI, how to create logos and that
Yes.
sort of thing? Okay, well, I'll talk to you backstage about that, to your face. I won't indirectly ask you online. But yeah, film titles, anything that represents Man United right now. Some good ones in the comments. Probably stolen.
Requiem for the Theatre of Dreams.
Ooh.
Is that a film?
Well,
Yes.
Requiem for a Dream is an incredibly depressing film, and I've
Okay.
changed it to the Theatre of Dreams.
I watched that too young. Never again.
I need to watch that. That sounds good. Mr. B?
Lord of the Rings.
Brilliant.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I think it's shit and United are shit.
You haven't even seen it.
Favorite film.
It's not my favourite film.
Sorry,
Okay.
Lacey. I'm sorry, man. I couldn't.
Could go anywhere.
It's
You're
all right.
Lord of the Rings. Dora.
I mean, you got me, off guard, but I would say the last Serbian in Croatian. There is a movie. Called the last Serbian in Croatia. The last Portuguese in Manchester is going to be if Amorim stays. If he continues to manage the team like this, it doesn't look good for him. So yeah, the last Serbian in Croatia, the last Portuguese in Manchester.
We got Severance by Iwi.
Oh, great one. TV deserve better. That show is amazing. I'm waiting for the second season to be done so I can watch it fully. Oh, what a show. What a show.
What's yours then, Yabba?
Taxi driver. Taxi drivers. Yeah, that's what they should be doing.
Good one.
And we got one, Mission Impossible, where indeed it does seem like that now, right now. At least we can laugh about it, guys. All right, let's talk about the game at the weekend. Obviously, we did a preview last week. I think you were there for the preview, weren't you, Dora?
I think so. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And we did talk about Fulham. I mean, it's not like we played them down or anything. We were kind of realistic. The league doesn't lie. They are a good side, but they've come and obviously got an early goal. I don't know. On the balance of play, I heard from the manager, both managers said they deserved to win or they had more chances. Silva said that, and our manager said that as well. But let's look at the game on the whole.
Are we going to make this really quick?
Yeah, let's make it quick then.
Yeah, I don't want you to go through a whole Yabba.
No, we don't have to go through it. So I'll give you, guys, a minute. I'm just going to time you each for a minute and just go about the good, the bad, and the ugly from the result. Let me just get my clock up. I'll start with you, Dora. 1 minute, starting. Hold on. So you're just going to talk about the good, bad, and ugly, because Mr. B doesn't want to talk about this game too much. The good, bad, and ugly about the result. I haven't got my stopwatch yet. So
there's a lot of rules tonight, Yabba.
Yeah, discipline. That's what you need, bath time. 1 minute on the good, the bad, the ugly. That's a film title, by the way. Dora, fire away. Let's go.
So first of all, I think that overall, especially in the first half, we saw United were kind of dominating possession, which kind of puts paper over the cracks because at the end, we saw that we didn't do anything about it, but we had chances. There were some chances that the likes of Højlund missed that one chance in the first half. He should have scored that, in my opinion. Garnacho had few chances. There were quite a lot of chances in the first half, especially. And then we are going to get to the I think the good is Bruno scored great, amazing goal. Second, we are going to the bad, worst things. Poor crossing once again. Dalot crossed one good goal that resulted in the goal. Very poor from all players crossing into the opposing box, and then Manuel Ugarte at fault for the goal. Absolutely horrendous, in my opinion. Once again, at corners, set piece defending is absolutely horrendous once again. And then in the end, we couldn't score, against Fulham, who are historically very bad against us, and we could have won that game. And to me, that's such a typical United this season, and it's tragic, honestly.
Well, you covered the good, the bad, the ugly there. Over to you. Bath time. Good. You started. Time started.
I know. I don't do very well with time limits. I'm just gonna go over to Mr. B. I don't like this format.
Okay. All right, Mr. B. Good, the bad, the ugly. Let's go. You didn't want to talk about it too much.
Yeah, the good, they turned up in the right kit. The good, I got to see Chido. The bad, -9 has to go. The whole performance. And the ugly, the whole fucking team, I suppose. So they've really. I'm so glad I didn't. Well, I did. I had the second half on in the restaurant. But I'm glad it was on my phone, and I'm glad I wasn't at home. United don't ruin my days anymore. I don't know why I got the confidence that we were going to win 2-1 in the preview. Maybe it's sitting down with you, Yabba, you bloody idiot. You know what I mean? With all your positivity, oh, United are good. No, we knew we weren't going to bloody win. You know, so I'm going to stick to preview shows, talking with Bath Time, a realist. Somebody who doesn't pretend that we're better than we are and try and kid me. Maybe I need to just do a show with bloody Andrew. I think I'm on his wavelength now. Oh my God!
All right, Bartha, you don't do the minute thing. So let's talk. I'm going to ask you this Haaland debate. I mean, Mr. B calls him -9. He was up against Bassi, and yeah, and
well, he was up against Anderson.
Like a ragdoll, maybe. Well, I mean, come on, is it really that bad, or what's going on with this guy, man? Come on, talk to me.
I'm like, I don't think that. I mean, if you look at someone like De Ligt, right? De Ligt had one of his better games, I think, for United yesterday, and it's. Don't worry, I'm gonna get stuck in. He was still responsible for 3 shots at goal because he doesn't know his distances. But I was looking at the sort of how the team was playing, and it's never going to work because what he's trying to do is he's trying to get players like De Ligt and Ugarte to intercept as opposed to tackle or defend. So he'll have like De Ligt starting 10 yards out, and then De Ligt just comes running in like a train. And maybe he'll win it, maybe he'll give a foul. Like, it depends on the quality of player he's against. But the idea is that he pinches it quickly so that we can get straight to transitions. And the whole system, I don't think that, like, I think in theory it can't work in the Premier League because it relies too much on individual battles and things like that. And we haven't really seen it ever dominate a team. And so when I was watching that game, I felt the hope draining out of me because I see Bruno getting lauded, and rightly so, in some aspects for the way he was playing. But what it meant was Bruno was playing as a playmaking centre-back, and we were putting De Ligt at right half and Ugarte as a lone 6. And that's not how you use those players. We have Eriksen on the pitch, who has in some ways been our best pivot over the last 3 years. He's been the best combinations have always involved Eriksen. Like in the pivot, he wasn't doing anything. You look at Rasmus and like, I like Calvin Bassey. I don't know why you think I don't like Calvin Bassey. I've always said I thought he was a good player and left-footed, but he wasn't really up against Bassey. He was up against Anderson, I think it was, the blonde boy.
Yeah.
And the way Anderson was getting his arm over the top of Rasmus's shoulder every single time. Just I don't like saying stuff like this, but I'm not sure if Rasmus is actually of the standard to play in the Premier League at any level, like a squad player or whatever. His best form has been coming off the bench. We got Heaven, I have to say, would be my good because he's got fundamentals. Like, obviously, he's very, very inexperienced and all this stuff, but his positioning, like how he was sort of addressing the ball and stuff was really impressive. There's a very good foundation to build on there. Yoro is improving as well. He's looking good. But I look around that team and they're ill-suited for a formation that I don't believe can get you success in the Premier League. And I feel the hope draining out of me.
Yeah.
And anyone want to add to that about Rasmus? Because he got dragged off, didn't he? But is there any comparisons to say what he did on the pitch compared to the Chido when he came on? Do you want to sort of compare the two? Can we make a comparison? Yeah. Because for me, what I was thinking was, are you going to cause Bassey any problems? Physically, you're going to hold up the ball, you're going to link up the play. I didn't see Rasmus do any of that. But when Chido came on, granted, he's just a young man, but he's very tall and lean. He maybe needs to get a bit stronger, but he's still able to hold off Bassey a little bit, which is a strong brute of a man, and link up the play a little bit more. That's the difference I felt. Dora, what can you compare?
I mean, Chido seems like a more balanced player, in my opinion. Like he's big for his age. Like I was shocked the first time I saw him, featuring in the first team because, for an 18-year-old, he looks huge, right? And then when you look at him, how he and Beatle, I learned this from you guys. Like the way he uses his body is much better than Rasmus Holland, who seems like he's made of 5 different bodies and he doesn't know how to use it. Honestly, like he looks like a mannequin at times, the way he runs around the pitch, which to me is insane, right? He should be, a strong guy. He should be, quite fast, blah, blah. But he seems to me like he's just running around doing nothing. And maybe that's too harsh. To me, he looks like he's running cardio every single match. And that isn't a compliment. That's just bad usage of a player, not just from Janbre's side, but from his side, because he cannot deliver. Dalot sent him a great ball through the middle, and he, like, on his left foot. And I know I'm not a footballer. I know that's hard to finish and all that, but he could have at least punched it into Leno, not send it 2-3 meters from the goal. To me, it seems like he doesn't know how to control his body. He doesn't know how to play, balanced. Chido, on the other hand, he's still raw. You could see he had one chance. At least he tested Leno. That was a great save by Leno, in my opinion. He at least tested him, and he had 2 opportunities to score a goal. And I'm not going to blame him. I'm not going to pile, like no one is piling. Everyone is praising him, but that just shows that even though that any decent number 9 in the Premier League or anywhere can get into the team and do something. Not like Rasmus Højlund, who, first of all, the fans were defending him, that he doesn't get a chance, that he isn't getting any service. He touches the ball 3 times a game. Why? Because he doesn't have the ability to open up himself for his team, for his team to play the ball to him, right? People blame Bruno. He's in the same spaces as Bruno. Well, that's not the case, right? Because Zirkse, when Chido came in, Zirkse was sending balls left and right. He finally, in the last 2-3 games, he's finally doing something. He's finally creating something for his attackers. Højlund, like, he's always too he doesn't know how to anticipate. He's always too slow. And I'm not saying that he's getting always perfect passes, but in most cases, when he gets it, he fumbles it and he gets overpowered, and then he just fucks around with the ball, doing step overs and everything else. Like, who cares about your step over? Like, what are you trying to do?
He's trying to score tap-ins, Dora. That's his big problem.
That as well. Like, but
the only goal he wants to score is a tap-in.
But why doesn't he? If he knows that he cannot, he is supposed to be, the closest to the goal, right? Why not, try something else? Why not try to offer yourself, to on the byline of the opposing box, maybe turn around, get on that left foot, shoot the ball at least, or something like that. Like, I know it's hard. I know I'm not a I get it, but as a senior, at this point, he's a senior. Squad player, not squad player, starting 11 player for Manchester United, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? We need to play him because we don't have anyone else. He doesn't do his job properly. He doesn't know how to run. He doesn't know how to open up for his teammates. He doesn't open up for himself. So what is his purpose? He is running for 60 minutes doing cardio. He's not doing anything. And I'm not trying to sit here and say, oh, Chido, he's going to save us. Who knows what is going to happen to this kid? Like, he's under huge pressure right now because the fan base is looking at him like he is a messiah, Jesus Christ or whatever. Like, he needs to. He's raw.
He needs to work on his first touch, Chido.
And he needs to work on it. Like, maybe he can, take some, notes from Zirkse, because his touch got massively better in the last few games. Even though he has sometimes that he cannot control it, but in most cases, like, he has.
It's Xerxes just a high class Fellaini, though. Like, you can bang the ball to them, they can hold it up, but they don't have pace, and you get the same kind of output.
I think he's a better passer, but I get what you're saying, but I think he's a better passer than him. he has better vision than Fellaini. Like, I can appreciate Fellaini, earlier in his career under Moyes as a number 10, second striker, like he was killing teams. He was a very good Premier League player, but Zirkzee, I think he has better. How do you say it?
I think the issue with Zirkzee, right, is that you can see Zirkzee would be decent in a team with better players, but
Agreed.
he's not good enough to take the players around him to the next level. And that is something that Bruno, I think, despite the fact I'm getting really pissed off with Bruno, like I know he's doing all right, but he has contracted Stephen Gerrarditis. He's got a terminal case of it. Where like do you know, I don't know if I need to say more than that, but he's got a terminal case of Gerrarditis at the moment. But Bruno can like raise the level of players around him by with an early pass or the weight on it or the vision or whatever. With Zirkzee, like he's at this level that is decent, but he's in order to get success and to be a Manchester United forward, he's got to raise it up a bit, and it's not completely on him. You've got Garnacho still with that inability to sort of be balanced when he shoots. Like I did some calculations the other day, Yabba. Garnacho took 100 shots in the Premier League last year, and he scored 7 goals. So that's 12.5 shots per goal. But then I decided to remove one shot, which was the overhead kick against Everton, because I don't think that that's replicable. Like I think that's an outlier. So that would be 99 shots and 6 goals, and that is 15 shots a goal.
Dear God.
Well, he's done worse than that this season because he's the worst in the Prem for his conversion rate for anybody with over 10 shots. Yeah, he's the worst in the whole Premier League. His conversion rate is the worst in the whole Premier League.
He became a luxury player, and we don't have a luxury of him being a luxury player because he doesn't score goals. He's 10 times worse than Darwin Núñez, by the way.
Are our forwards getting worse with Amrin? Is that what we're basically saying?
No, because they were shit before he come.
Yeah, but they were they had more goals. Like when Ruud was here, like Zirkzee got a double, Rasmus got a double, Rashford got a double.
We played with 4 at the back, right?
Well, yeah, it's a different formation and things, but Rasmus has maybe scored 1 goal for Amrin. Zirkzee probably 1 or 2. Garnacho, he might have scored 1. He scored a nice curler against someone and didn't celebrate it correctly.
After Faz moaned at him, innit?
Yeah, like I just like the team is completely devoid of confidence at the moment. And when Dora's talking about like what is Rasmus doing, I bet you Rasmus is doing 85% to 90% of what Amrin is telling him to do. Like,
really?
I bet you he is. Like in terms of where he's running and things like that. It's just none of our players are being used correctly in my view, and Bruno is just doing whatever he wants because, rightly or wrongly, he's literally the only player with quality that can do anything at the moment in an attacking sense. And it's just it's a dreadful situation that we're in because I don't know how it changes.
Okay, can I just go back to that point you made about Zirkzee? I was watching him, and he's been kept on a lot lately. Last couple of games, he's been kept on the pitch, and I just think he's not conditioned to do kind of running that is expected of him. You can see him. I remember one time he was sort of stretching like in extra time, like, oh man, I don't know. This is new territory for me. I don't know if I can do this. So maybe it's good for him to to get the minutes and everything else. And what turned it for me was when he took the penalty, which was really a poor penalty, by the way. Granted, he scored the winner against Arsenal, but the penalty wasn't in the corner or anything like that. And there's some quality penalties, as someone said there, Van der Berg, whatever his name is, top bins. That was beautiful. But he cried. And that, to me, showed that he cares. Now, that's what we want to see. And I know you're talking about the limitation to his game, maybe, as in maybe not having the electric pace to get beyond. But you have to utilize someone for the strengths that they have. And his strengths are good strengths where you compare him to Rasmus holding up the ball, his first touch, linking up the players, beautiful. once you get on his page, you've got runners around him, you can utilize him really well, like he did last year in Serie A. So I'm still pro Xerxes. I'm not saying he's shit like someone in the comments, Andrew. I think he's a good player, and I thought he performed well yesterday. But
yeah, I think he's been all right. Yeah, but he's shown to me that he's got the mettle to play for United, and I'd like to see him phased out of the first team eventually into a sort of like European squad player, that kind of thing. But like Xerxes is not our big issue at the moment. Like a lot of like Rasmus is a massive issue. Ugarte is a huge issue. Like Mazraoui is an issue as well in terms of like what they're producing in their positions. And with the exception of Rasmus, I don't really blame them because they're being asked to do things that they literally can't do. And it's just poor management in my view now.
Mr. B, Xerxes, I mean, look, we've been talking about him, he's gone quiet. It's like you don't want to speak on him. What I don't really know. How do you feel about him? Yesterday,
I like Xerxes. I like
Xerxes.
Yeah. I like Xerxes. He's a baller. I like players with technique, and he's got technique. He just physically, I'm not sure he has he has what it takes for the Premier League, but they're saying in training that he's putting it in, and Amorim likes it, and the coaching staff are seeing it, liking it. So maybe they'll find a role for him, but
he's not good enough to be a Manchester United striker or forward, really, is he? Like,
no, if you look at he's what we've got.
Yeah,
you know, you would really like to think that he would be a rotational striker in the, you know, the Coca-Cola Cup if our levels were right, you know. But he's having to play every minute of every game at the moment, you know. So, will it benefit him? Maybe. Will it benefit us? Probably not.
To be fair to him, he stepped it up. Would you not? Like when you think perhaps being taken off against Newcastle,
he has.
I think he's done well to sort of get back in. Like and no one is like running around going like, oh, I can't believe Xerxes is starting. They're all concentrating on Rasmus.
Yeah, but he's
that. Yeah, I know, but it is also that like Xerxes. As I say, I think that Xerxes is a sort of Europa League, maybe in the old Champions League, a group stage kind of player. Like, good person to have in the squad. Nice things.
Squad player.
Yeah, but he can't make anyone around him play any better. But the thing is that he's just what we've got, and we've got to work with him. And I'm happy now with his work rate. I'm happy with his application on the pitch because it's pretty much near to the maximum you can expect out of him, and that's what we're looking at the moment. Is that
play to your top level. I agree. You know what? I agree. You know, if his top level isn't good enough, then that's a club thing. But if for him personally, he's doing the best that he can play, then that's all you can ask.
Yeah.
Do you think they're all playing the best they can play?
No, because they're being played out of position. Like I think, Ugarte, I think you're seeing like pretty much what you would get from Ugarte, like in a three-man midfield or in a different formation. Like, you know, he's got so many flaws in his game, but he runs around a lot and he's sort of committed and stuff like that. Like, he's not going to go hiding in a game. You're just going to have a lack of quality in his defensive work and in his on the ball stuff. Like Bruno, he's not really hiding, but he's just completely ill-disciplined and affecting our shape too much, but is impacting on games. I think you've got to be looking at players like Garnacho, Mazraoui. I think with the low, you're seeing quite a lot of lack of quality in attacking areas, but he was very good defensively, I thought, in the Fulham game, clearing at the back post, and he's being used incorrectly. Eriksen, Casemiro, I think that they showed decent amounts of effort, but once again, asking them to cover those spaces is ridiculous. Like, you know, Anana, I think he's trying, but he's just not good enough.
No, he's not. He doesn't.
Can we talk about the goalkeeper situation then? Because I've got a quote
he's
here.
crap. Get rid of him. Like, is there anything else to say?
Oh, well, fair enough if you're saying that. But I've got a quote here. about Onana. It says Onana is intent on staying at Manchester United next season, despite struggling.
Yeah, they all are, because they're all on big fucking money, Yabba.
Ruben Amorim wants to sign a new goalkeeper in the summer, but Onana considers Man United the only club he wishes to play for.
We can't afford a new goalkeeper.
Okay.
Yeah,
If we're going for a striker,
yeah.
and the thing is, Yabba, it's like reading into that a little bit. A good agent will be whizzing about asking people, would you be interested? All these things, they're busybodies all year long, and he'll be speaking to the Italian clubs because that is probably where Onana played his best football. He got to a Champions League final, etc. And the thing is that not only there's AFCON next year, isn't there?
That's right.
So that means that Onana can potentially miss a month, let's say. But his reputation is rock bottom because he came from a Champions League final to almost single-handedly kicking us out of Europe in the group stages in his first season.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, the earliest we've been out of Europe, and he's not really improving. I mean, even at the weekend, I saw a floated ball into the 6-yard box. I saw Maguire just block it, and then did it hit Onana on the knee or something?
Yes.
And if you're looking at a goalkeeper, I mean, with the money he's on and stuff, there's no way of getting rid of him. He's just like going to be like one of these haunted houses. Like, we just can't get rid of the ghost. It just lives there. Can't evict it. Like, we need an exorcism man to get rid of him. But yeah, I fully expect with our money problems, we will prioritise a centre forward in the summer and a couple of squad players. And Onana is just someone that we've got to wait 2 seasons, 2 windows.
Hopefully, on a positive, Mr. B, what do you think about Heaven's appearance? First time we've seen him, left-footed centre back. What was your thoughts on Heaven?
He didn't. It wasn't his. He didn't make any errors. All you could ask is these players coming in don't make errors, Yabba. I'm not going to say he was great. He was superb. Well, how long did he play? I just
played about 40 minutes.
Well, he did okay for the 40 minutes that he was on, but he was only okay. I'd rather he went up the other pitch and did an overhead like Garnacho did.
Is he strong, quick, intelligent, win headers?
No, listen, I have no problem with him as a player, but I'm not going to sit here and hype up these players. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, let's just see what he's saying.
He was okay.
Meh.
He was okay. He was meh. Yeah.
I thought he was good, to be honest. Like, for a player of that age going into an FA Cup match where you're drawing and a mistake can get you out. I thought like his positioning was good. I think he acquitted himself really well. He's been at the club less than a month.
Yeah.
Like I think you've got to take a lot of stuff into context. That it's a young player who's new to the club going into a bad team, into a poor game. To be honest, playing with players that he's never played against, with Onana in there. And an edgy crowd. And I think he handled himself on the occasion pretty well, relied on his fundamentals. And I think there's a player there that might be something in a couple of years.
So just asking all you guys on the show, we've seen Chido, we've seen Heaven. Is there an opportunity for them to get game time, considering we've got enough to play for the league? Would you like to see them starting games now in the Premiership to help them build up to the next season? Because we're in March now, season ends in a couple of months.
In perfect world, I would be more reserved in terms of, especially in terms of Chido, like putting, throwing people, in the fire that young. It's sometimes going to backfire. Of course, we talked about it, in previous streams. I said if you're good enough, you're going to play. Like, it is what it is. You have Lamine Yamal from 16 years old doing insane things in La Liga for Barcelona. Like, you have those kinds, like even Lenny Yora at time, even though he's not featuring all the time, which is, in my opinion, a good thing, because he's still young, he's still learning. But even though we didn't see him that much in the last few games, I saw him yesterday. He was okay. Like, he wasn't bad. Like he was, in the beginning of, he was very mistake prone and whatever. But yeah, I would love for them to feature. I would love to see it. Like, I agree with you guys. I think Heaven had a good game yesterday when he came in. I think he showed, maturity that you only saw in very few, young players. And I think it's great to see that potentially we have two in the Premier League, right? We have two young centre backs that could be potentially something big in the future, which is a positive thing for United in the end. And when it comes to Chido, like I think we are going to feature him much more because Rasmus Holland is absolutely useless, like we saw it. Like I'm not even going to pile on Rasmus anymore, but he's not playing well, and I think we don't have any other player that is going to feature there. And but Michael, I want to ask question, and I know we talked about it earlier in the streams, but I heard this stream that it doesn't work right in terms of that the players don't know how to play this way. This style of play is not fit for the Premier League. The only one that is actually playing that is, I think, Wolves. I'm not even sure what kind of formation Nottingham Forest is playing, because Nuno Espirito Santo was always, quite, he always, he also played with 3 at the back when he was at Wolves. I'm not sure he's playing that anymore in Nottingham Forest, right? Is that true? Sometimes.
He can mix it. Yeah, I think he mixes it up a bit.
Why not Amorim? Why doesn't he do it as well? Like, it doesn't work. To me, that's a huge issue. Like, I know that sometimes you need to, be more. And I know when Ten Hag was here, he said, maybe he was right in there. Like, those old, like, sometimes you cannot play the same style of play from the previous teams. Blah blah. Maybe we overestimated the squad and the ability of Amorim, but I think it's time to change something because it obviously doesn't work, right? It obviously doesn't work, and we cannot rely always on the individual performances of some of the players, like we did with Amad Diallo and Bruno Fernandes right now. So, so you guys think that, he should change it, and if he doesn't, that he's going to leave in the middle of the season next season if it still doesn't work?
Who would have thought? This is a guy whose stock was up there doing the business, beat Man City in the Champions League with Sporting, and now in the space of a few months, I mean, it is doomed. It is doomed at Man United. Everyone seems to be doomed who's coming there. It just...
He's not helping himself, though, is he, Yabba?
Yeah, but how? How is he not helping himself? What's he doing? Let's spell it out. What's he doing wrong?
Well, his quotes about the players afterwards, like, I'll paraphrase the one he gave yesterday, but it was like, he was talking about Rasmus, Xerxes, and Chido, saying that, they were given good opportunities and stuff, but the quality's not there for the finish. And I mean, like, it's he never sort of like takes any form of responsibility for himself. He puts it on the players and things like that. And he says ludicrous things like the aim is to win the Premier League and stuff like that.
But it is the club's aim.
Yeah,
he said it's the club's aim. If he's not there, then it might not be him. But the club's aim is to win the Premier League. Why is that so?
Because you need to do things in step. Like, you got to talk about, like, the first thing is he should be saying something like, with Manchester United's history, resources, and the quality of players I have available, we have to be playing European football. It's an absolute
but then he'll be lying because we've all said the players are shit.
Yeah, but that's different saying winning the Premier League. So you can get to Europe through winning a cup. You can do it from finishing like 8th, 9th in the league, depending on how the coefficient is working out. It's a very, very big leap, but there's a huge difference between saying we should be winning Premier League so we should be playing in Europe.
So we should have said we're looking for top 4.
Well, I didn't even say top 4. I said Europe. Like, Conference League is like a kind of... Well, look at the players that we have signed. Like, since Ten Hag has came in, we've signed, at best, mid-table players. To be honest,
if we're lucky.
Like, who we signed who you think would play in any of the teams 8 and up?
Ronaldo. We had Ronaldo.
From Ten Hag.
From Ten Hag.
I have no idea. Honestly.
I don't think a single one. We'll see about Dorgan.
Yeah, but I think the players that we're buying for the future look good. Like we mentioned with Chido, Euro, and Heaven as well. That looks promising.
Well, but the thing is, Yabba, is we've got Garnacho and Kobe, And have you think that they've stepped up with the coaching
Not
that they've been given?
This season they've gone off the boil a bit, but they had a lot of potential before that. And I don't know, with the finances, I mean, starting to believe in you now that we might actually have to sell them. You know, which would be a real shame. You know.
Yeah, but what I mean is, sorry, Yabba. What I mean is that like we've got in players that have got good fundamentals, like Chido. I think from the shot he took that Leno saved, I know that guy can score goals. Like that was what he was trying to do.
Was that the run inside? Is that where he went inside the two defenders and
yeah.
I
know that would beat quite a lot of Premier League goalkeepers, and I don't think Leno actually saved it as in terms of saw it and saved it. It was just his goalkeeping technique got him through that moment. Like Chido also, he needs to learn how to take the ball on his left foot. That's 2 weeks in a row I've seen a ball passed into him. All right, so stuff like that he can improve on. He's 17, wonderful. But Garnacho and Kobe were seen this time last year in the top 10 players of their age group in the entire world, including Yamals and things. We haven't seen them step up, right? And that might be on them. I don't think it is, but it might be on them. So what confidence do you have that Heaven, that Yoro, that Kone, that the rest of these young boys are going to be able to be coached and to develop further under the current staff?
No, I'm confident. I think sometimes, you know, it's the opportunity, the ability, the confidence they have. We don't know. Some of these players could turn out to be great players in football, world football. We're picking when you pick the best of the bunch of young players, you got an opportunity. I don't know what the odds are. I'd probably say it's about 20%. That's you pick. Say you buy, like, look at Chelsea. They got all the best youngsters years ago, and maybe 20% of them have come through and been first-team players for Premiership clubs. Even look at Nottingham Forest now with the winger they have. You know, then look at Hudson-Odoi. Look at Langa. He's a top player for Forest now. That he's come through our academy. You know, same players. So if you continue what we've been doing, getting the best of the best that we can get for youth players, I think there's a chance that 3 or 4 of them will make it into the first team. And then,
regardless of coaching, they're just that good
players. You can't drop them.
Okay.
You know, the point where you can't drop them. So that'd be interesting to see what happens with those. We got Yoro. I think Yoro's on a big wage now. He's someone who's going to be starting regular coming forward into the next season. So he's got an opportunity to shine. So I think it's a chance to develop and bring these youngsters through and sort of give us some sort of hope.
That's the thing. Yeah. The development part is that Kobe and Garnacho are not developing at a rate.
I agree.
And that's what worries me about these young players.
Been playing. Garnacho, yes. Kobe hasn't played. How much games has Kobe played this season where you could say he's got his rhythm and he's playing?
He played like, you know, from when he came back from the Euros up until just before Christmas, he was playing a lot of football, and he wasn't at the level he was at. Yeah, he wasn't at the level that he was at the season before. Like his last really good game was probably for England, to be honest. And that's fine. Like sometimes you get a difficult second season, but the thing is that let's just keep it on Garnacho then. Like we're still seeing that there are huge like technical issues in Garnacho's game, especially in the box. And you'd think that is the area that you would concentrate the coaching of Garnacho on, like being balanced, you know, striking the ball cleanly in the situations where it matters. So even though we've got all these talented young players coming through, I'm a bit worried that we're not going to be able to develop them from what we're seeing of the kind of the stalling of Garnacho, like the haunting of Chorluka, the stalling of Garnacho. And that could be because of him. Like he does seem like a very immature, petulant person. But I just worry about if we've got the right setup to actually develop these players, or if, like as Yabba says, we're just gonna have to be lucky and pick players that, regardless of what you do, are going to turn out to be top players.
So something to add to that as well. I think, like Paul Scholes said the other day, about the spine of a team is important. And if we do focus on that and then bring a few youngsters around that, we've probably got a good team. The guy we've got, Dorgu as well. Don't know what you guys think of him, but so far. But he looks like he's got. Mr. B was talking about him the other day, saying he can get up and down the pitch. He's strong. This is a good look for us. Just going to go through a few comments before we shut this down. But yeah, it is a bad time for us, especially on the channels where we find it's hard to get enthusiastic about a team that are really letting us down week in, week out. I don't know if it's the managers yet. I haven't turned on the manager, but I will say this: I think the opportunity is there now to the rest of the season with nothing to play for to try something. Dora suggested he change it maybe to a forward and back. BATHTIME saying about the coaching, really get into some coaching and develop players so Ganacho can finish his dinner and Chido can learn to use his left foot and all these things. So there's opportunity there to really turn it around with nothing really to play for. Couple comments. You've got something to say? Let's just touch on this because a few new people. Smoke and mirrors to detract from his own poor coaching. Talking about Amarin, that's Weeds better. Stephanie Mills has got some rumours here from Villa Park or Villa training ground that McGinn is upset with Rashford.
My
already.
man.
Yeah, big batty man. Sue 82. Welcome, Sue. Obviously, she's in West London, like me and Mr. B. Said Obi Kid was great. Go steady with him. Yeah, new low yesterday. Only Europa. Not looking good. We've only got the Europa to play for. Obi Kid was great. Go steady with him. I should just repeat that twice. Look. Yeah. Don't have to say it twice. It wasn't that good. Big up to everyone. Big up to Sue. Weeds are better saying here. No Europe next season.
So
the
rude.
only way he gets regular time to drill this awful system into the players. I think that's people need opportunity on the training ground. He hasn't had a summer to prepare pre-season, all that kind of thing. Youth, only thing we got going for us. They really need good quality experience to help them. Simon saying here, come the Sociedad match, we need a major reshuffle if we're going to get anything this season. Big up the West London crew, no doubt about that. I do agree that we are doing the right things, getting these youngsters in, says Andrew. United missing Coolio as well. Remember him? He looks like a decent player. Young players will fail if we come into the crap environment and looking at our saviours. Keep them humble, this, she's saying. Stephanie saying here, relying on youngsters to pull us out of this mess is not a good look, though. Andy Cole had no. Hold on, Mr. B, listen to this. Andy Cole.
I saw Retro's message. Just block this idiot. Just get him. Just block him. Block him. Time him out. Cheek.
Oh my God, Andy Cole had no technique when joining United. Shameful first touch. Wow.
Jesus.
Wait, hold on, this guy's. What else we got here? Simon Warner saying here, I can see rank outsiders winning the cup now because it's really, I mean, it's only Man City, they're a really big team left in there now, aren't they? Blaming managers only gets Glazers off the hook. There you go. Just wondered what Fergie's reaction to was at Wembley. All right, there you go. So, guys, we've got a lot on this week. What's the next game coming up? Because I know it's Champions League tomorrow, isn't it? Thursday is
Sociedad.
We got Sociedad. 5:45.
Come too soon! It's come too soon! No!
Is it live?
We were not ready!
It's the early game.
Oh, for
damn! So what is it, kicking
Right.
or something?
that 5:45?
Yep.
Manchester United are on at 5:40.
That shows. Look, I'll tell them.
If you're a TV director or producer, it's like Man United, Sociedad, put them early, put them during work hours. No one cares about them anymore. It's really bad.
Man, so they're not just costing us like our hairline; they're going to be costing a lot of people money to sort of watch them. Like,
Yeah,
Wow.
5:45. Yep.
Wow.
Tottenham are 5:45. Leon are 5:45. Rangers are 5:45.
Where is the game? Is it home or away?
it's
Well,
home.
it's away.
No,
we're playing
the away.
We're playing Sociedad away.
We play them away on the 13th.
There is the first. Oh.
When is the game?
Half time.
Thursday?
We are playing them away on the 6th. Am I fucking? What is going on?
We
We're
better
playing
not
them
be.
Yeah. Look, you know what? After, let me show you something. Yeah.
Yeah, we are away. We're away.
We're
from
away.
home. Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
What have you messed up?
I'm not
You
going to
bought
say
a
nothing.
ticket.
I
You
know
bought
what
a
he's
ticket.
done.
It was
I
a
know.
game plan.
I know what he's done. Unless you said that, I'm not saying a word.
Half-time turns up the Real Sociedad Stadium like John Travolta.
Tell him, Mr. B. Tell him.
So Thursday, BATHTIME has actually bought the plane ticket to to the game.
Yeah.
For the 13th.
Yeah.
So
well, we're at home. Yeah.
When we're playing at home.
I'll be in Spain.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I wasn't going to go
to the game.
Yeah, because I mean, to be honest, like it was like last time I went to see Sociedad, we had Ronaldo, so like Sarah was up for going to see Ronaldo and stuff. Now we got Rasmus, and I said to Mr. B this morning, I don't even think that I'm going to do the 4-hour drive to go and watch to go and watch the game. And now I definitely know that I'm not doing it because I've got the dates wrong, and I've got a plane on Wednesday next week to go to Spain, and I'm going to enjoy myself.
My God. After I'd be the only one at the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might actually go and watch Sociedad. I might go and watch like Sporting Gijón or someone like that then instead.
You've made my day, man.
All right.
Oh, that's the thing. I rarely get these things wrong. That's how little I cared about.
I know, and that's why when you said it to me, I'm thinking, oh no. There you go. See?
Fuck off, Yabba. Get that away from me.
Oh God.
I'm a fucking idiot, man.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's
it's not brilliant. It's
it is, because that's not what we expect from you. That's aerolitis. That's something.
Yeah, that's something.
You know what I mean? That'd just be normal. But you like bath time, you know. Mike
Mr. B is so satisfied with himself.
I am.
So happy.
I know.
I can't believe that. I really
can't either. To be honest, I must have just read it wrong when I booked the tickets. I was talking to my cousin Fat Fran about like that. Do you remember Dora Temptation Island? I remember booking the tickets when I was talking to him about that. And I just didn't pay attention. And that's why you need standards and details. I'm a good example of why you've got to be on the ball constantly, or you end up in Spain by yourself, like with United playing in fucking Manchester. You fucking idiot.
All right, here we go, guys. Let's wrap this up. I'm doing a quiz this week at some point. I'm working to 8, so a quiz will probably be after this show, which is more like 10 o'clock.
We're going at 10 tomorrow, aren't we? Because
after
Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, later in the week, definitely a quiz. I'm going to get someone on because you guys are all afraid to join us on the show. So I will be getting someone on to enter the quiz. Yes, Titanium, that's cool. If you want to come on, you're welcome. But we'll do a quiz. And also, Subvids. How can I message you? Because I need to ask you.
I've got the email. Email.
Subvids, expect an email from Yabba.
Yabba@gmail.com.
It might be some random. You're gonna have to check your spam because he changes his name every week.
Yabba is going to jump into your DMs and sell something.
Artist formerly known as Yabba. Just with a symbol.
So Subvids, thank you, because what you did, guys, if you don't know, check the ending screen, footage at the end of the show. That's all from Subvids and the start of the show as well. So thank you, great stuff. I'll be coming to you very soon. I need a logo, and hopefully you can help us out. I'll give you a buzz. Do we have his phone number? So
no, I've got his email address, but I have no idea.
I'll email him. Get the phone number.
We got it.
Oh my God, calling people in 2025.
Mr. B. Yeah, exactly. Mr. B, Stephanie says, you put email in block capitals.
You know what? Fuck off.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's a big week, man. Big week. It could all be doom and gloom if we don't get through or we don't have a poor performance. But we're going to sign out now. Big up to everyone. Big up to you, Dora. Big up to...
I want to do a raid before we go.
Go on.
We raided.
I'll give you the choice, Mr. B. We can raid Tactical Devils or we can raid Rich.
I'll do Tactical Devils, man.
All right. What have they got to say this time? Same thing?
Yabba sent you.
Yeah, say Yabba sent you. Yeah, say Yabba sent you.
Yeah, on Dragons. All right. Go there, please. Say Yabba sent me, and absolutely did not tell anyone that I booked a plane ticket. The wrong for the wrong day. That'd be
Is
Tim
Tactical
Dowson.
Devils on that? He's not on though, is he?
Yeah.
Just a quick one. I heard you say something about dragons. I went to the library the other day. True story. True story. I went to the library the other day, and with one of my clients, or whatever. And I had thought, let me have a look. I went to the children's section, and they had education, and they had dinosaurs under the education bit, and space and all that kind of thing. So dinosaurs, space. And then I went to the fictional place, fictional stories, and they had dragons. I was like, oh my god, dragons under fiction and dinosaurs under education. Oh my god. Anyway,
did you then move them? Did you then correct them?
Yeah, I went and shuffled them all around. Just
Yeah.
Quietly, very quietly, I did it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Dora, I'm saying Lakanoch. You're going to finish off. Can we add? Is there another word to say? Lakanoch, my
Suka.
people. Lakanoch, everybody. How do we?
Laku noć svima. Good night, everyone. Yeah.
Say again.
I'm saying
Laku noć svima. Laku noć svima.
Okay, guys, it's Lakanoch Shwima from me.
Lakanoch swimmer.
I'm just gonna say Lakanoch.
Just say Lakanoch swimmer.
Lakanoch
Swim.
swimmer. Lakanoch swimmer. Yeah.
Laku noć svima.
Good night.